My guest today on Celebrity Profile is a senator of Federal Republic of Nigeria. She's a pride to Mother Africa, an egghead, an icon, a philanthropist. Meet distinguished Senator Joy Emordi, representing Anambra's North Senatorial Zone of the 6th National Assembly. She's the chairman, Senate Committee on Education. Distinguished, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Distinguished, your profile is highly intimidating for a faint-hearted like me.
Well, I don't see anything intimidating about my CV, and I welcome you to my office. Well, growing up was an interesting event in my life at Onitsha, where my father was doing his business, and my mother too. My father is late now, but he provided all that we needed as children. So we had that privilege of being looked after properly, without going through a lot of suffering. We worked so hard, and my mother too, to provide most of the things we needed. I had my primary education at Onitsha to Holy Rosary Primary School. From there, I went to QRC, still Onitsha. From there again, of course, to the university. And as a girl, a young girl, I wanted to be a reverend sister because of their uniform, and then the religious instruction from school, the way we must behave, the way we must be close to God. And that was why I felt that the only people that would be very, very close to God would be only reverend fathers and reverend sisters. So as a young girl, my ambition was to be a reverend sister in order to be very close to God. And in school, that's why, honestly, I'm wondering what is happening in this country today. As a young girl in primary 2, we were taught moral instructions and civics, which we don't do nowadays. And that is why those of us that had early education in those days have better sense of patriotism, unlike what we have today. That's a situation whereby anything goes. But then we were taught to love our country. In primary school, I can still vividly remember one poem, and the theme is patriotism. Breathe there a man with soul so dead, who never to himself had said, "This is my own, my native land." As a child. And I still remember that. It was taught to me when I was still in the primary school. We were taught to love our country. We were taught to be religious. We were taught to exhibit high morals.